Unsane is a new psychological thriller from director Steven Soderbergh, and it is a pretty good film.
I finished my homework.
Sawyer Valentini, please follow me.
Well, look, I don't have a lot of time. I should be back at work, so... What am I doing in here?
Take off your clothes down to your underwear.
I'm not sure what's happening here. The door's locked.
It would be better for everyone, especially yourself, if you just do as I ask.
There's been some kind of mistake.
By signing this, you've consented to voluntary commitment.
So the original thing about this film that people are talking about is that it was all completely filmed on an iPhone 7 Plus. And, they had different, bigger lenses they put on it to get different shots, but it was all filmed with an iPhone. And, it's a pretty cool idea, but Steven Soderbergh, he was trying to say, oh, this is the future of filmmaking. And it's not. Because, if you're going to do it, even, I don't know when they actually filmed it, but, using something like an iPhone 10, or, the iPhone, or, the Pixel 2, those are some of the two of the best cameras that are around right now, in phones especially. And, even then, there are limitations to it because the sensors are so small in the phones. They have to, you have to compete with everything else in the phone. So the actual sensor can only be so big. So no matter what lens you throw on it, it is incredibly dependent on the light. And I'm talking right now as someone that filmed his reviews with an iPhone. This one, an iPhone 6S Plus. And it, if the lighting is wrong, it does not look good at all. And I don't have the best lighting, but even I'm not filming a movie. I'm filming a vlog style review. But it's you see there's limitations, and especially some of the shots in the movie are great, and they especially the wide angle lens you give them kind of right up in her business, and it kind of increases that sense of freakiness that things are going wrong, and they kind of whether she's insane or not. It's really, some of those shots are incredibly great, but then other shots, especially when there's too much light or not enough light, look like shit. They look incredibly cheap, and they look like they're filmed on an iPhone, and I just can't help think that it didn't add anything in those scenes. In those scenes, it just makes it look cheap. I know if you're going for something that maybe someone that was watching her with an iPhone, and recording her, I think that's a good idea, but it's just, it doesn't really work for something when the white balance of the video is wrong, and when the sensor has trouble picking stuff up, no matter what lens you put on it, it's going to look cheap. And the film does look cheap at times. But one thing that this film does provide is that it is honestly the shortest credits I've ever seen in the movie. And I'm a big Marvel guy, so I'm used to 10 minutes of credits where they have the whole studio that worked on the Winter Soldier's thumb. But for this there's it's less than a minute I think of credits. It's crazy. But that's because, it was filmed guerrilla style, on an iPhone. And, some of the stuff was really good, but I don't know. It's not the future of filmmaking. So on to the actual film. Claire Foy plays Sawyer Valentini, and she is a seemingly successful woman. They work in a bank or something, and you get to her and she's at sea. She freaks out when she thinks she sees something. So she goes to a psychiatric hospital to talk to a counselor there about her issues, and about how she was sexually harassed and followed and stalked in Boston, where she moved to this other area, because from by this guy Joshua Leonard, who plays David Strine, and now she kind of sees him wherever she goes, and that logically she knows that it isn't him, but something that she is freaked out by. She sees him and kind of everyone around her, and the woman asks, "Oh, have you ever thought about hurting yourself, or the suicide?" And talks about sometimes I'm not really and you see that something's going on there with the counselor, and then she just go wait in the lobby. We'll be with you and we'll schedule a next appointment. And all of a sudden they take her in, and what she'd signed with a 24-hour voluntary admission to the psych hospital. And, she's kind of taken in and is freaking out. And that is creepy and really good. But I think that they try to do a thing where whether she is kind of insane or whether she is not insane. And I really think that at a certain point, it's obvious that she's not insane. But, I don't know, I wish they'd done more to make it you're not sure. But, I mean, at the same time, she does things that are incredibly stupid. Like, when stuff goes going wrong, she starts, punching people because she's freaking out about, being entrapped in this hospital. But, at certain times, she keeps doing it. And I'm like, okay, just stop doing that for a minute. It's not helping. Just, just let it go. They can only hold you for a week. And I did, the reactions were kind of goofy. But at the same time, I love, that the building of the tension and once you realize that one of the orderlies that hang out the medicine is her stalker, going at a different name, but it's first because she saw him and one of the other orderlies with a beard, but now it's definitely him, and no one will listen to her. That stuff is great, and it's spooky, and it's creepy, and it's thrilling, especially when things start to go on where he wants to take control of things, and people start dying, and it is really well done. And I like the different meta stories in this film because you have one of the characters is seemingly keeping notes about all the weird things that the hospital is doing. And all he kind of helps her figure things out and tell her you're not crazy. It's gotta go with the flow for a while. And he's played by Jay Farrow. The guy's on Saturday Night Live, and he does really well in that. And I like the interaction with them, and there's some really good stuff here. And as a whole, I enjoyed this film a lot. But I think, towards the end, again, I won't go into spoilers, but at a certain time, I think that the movie would have been better if they had done more to make it you're not sure whether she was insane or not. If there was more things that she is kind of insane. She might have there's something wrong with her, along with being creeped out by this stuff. Again, slight spoiler, but it's really about what the movie isn't. Because so it's not really a spoiler, but it's for a spoiler of what the movie isn't. I think it would have been interesting if they would have made it seem like it was a possibility that she was the one murdering these people, and she was the one doing it. And that David Strine, her stalker, is completely a figment of her imagination. But they never really tried to do that. And I think that's kind of a missed opportunity. But, still, as a thriller, I really enjoyed the movie. It is slow at times. Throughout the movie, there is some slower parts to it. But I thought it was really a great, thriller, a mind-f kind of movie that I would recommend. Probably give it 7.75 out of 10, maybe even an 8 out of 10. But thanks for watching. You can check out other video playlists on my head or subscribe to me over here. Thanks.